What's up YouTube fam? In today's video we're going to be taking this trashed ass boot and turning it into this. Join us today to see what it's all about. Alright guys, so let's get started on breaking down these boots. To be honest, we don't have much breaking down to do as they're literally hanging on by a thread. So we're just going to slice that tiny wee bit there. And we've got our total raggedy ass sole and destroyed uppers. We're going to try and rebuild that the best that we can. So let's get to it. Alright, so as you can see, these boots have had some better days. And we've got our footbed in here, which is just completely crumbling, torn, ripping apart. Yeah, so all we're going to do with this is use it as a template to draw out a new footbed, and we'll get that done right now. Our new footbed is now the exact size as the old footbed, so we're just going to slide that in here. Now to attach this down, it's just a glue construction for this part, so all around the sides here, we're just going to add a little bit of glue, wait for that to dry, and then stick it into place. Okay, so while the upper's dry, I'm just going to add in some brown dye to this mock welt here. So it's just a glue-on welt, there's no stitching involved, but we need to dye it first before we pop it on the shoe, because we would then end up dyeing the shoes. We are going to be cleaning, conditioning and recolouring the shoes anyway, but I'm not going to be using this dye, so it's best to pop this on before it's on the shoe. So our glue's all dry now, so we're just going to be pressing this into position. Alright, so that's our new footbed in. As you can maybe see here, there's a lot of old glue residue all around the sides here. So when the sole was originally coming off, the customer bought some cheap ass glue and decided to try and do a repair themselves. And as you can see, it obviously didn't work. And it's just left a build-up of crap all the way around here. So we're just going to take that lightly to the sanding machines, and we're just going to buff off all the excess glue that's on there. Alright guys, so next up, we're going to be popping in some cleaning and conditioning and getting some life back into these worn out uppers. So we've got some products from Saphir here, some Renovator, which is a cleaner and conditioner, and then we've got a leather balm cream, which puts a lot of heavy conditioning back into the shoes. We're going to then polish up with some mid-brown Saphir polish, and we've got our brushes handy just to give it a good shine. So let's get to it. So first up, we've got our Renovator. We're just going to get a nice healthy dab of that, and we're just going to work that into the entire shoe here. Alright, so these are nice and dry now, so we're going to be popping on some cream universal. Now these are probably the driest and cracked boots that we've worked on in quite a while. It's amazing what these conditioners and creams can actually do just to bring some life back into them. I mean, they're not going to look amazing, but they're going to look a hell of a lot better than when they came in. So we're going to let these soak for 15-20 minutes, just let that stuff really penetrate into the leather, and then we'll come back, brush that off, and add some polish. Okay, so our new welt is all on, all stuck down. Now we've got a piece of cork that we're just going to pop in here. Nice bit of cork filler just to give some comfort back into the shoes. So next up we've got a midsole. So we're using a leather midsole for this project. What we're just going to do is pop a nice even coat of glue all the way on the bottom here. We've already done it onto the midsole and that's drying at the moment. So once they're both dry, we're just going to heat them back up, stick them together. Alright guys, so that's our boot all nice and stitched. Go for a Blake stitching construction on this. Now the difference between a Goodyear welt and a Blake construction shoe is with the Goodyear welt, we stitch through the welts to the sole, attaches it all together. Now with a Blake shoe construction, what we do is we stitch from the insole. So insole through all the layers down to the main sole. So now all I'm going to do is prep some glue onto the top here and fit some sole guards. Now before we stitch the shoe, we did sand this area. The reason for doing that is so that once the stitches are through, we don't then have to sand and possibly break some of those stitches that we've just made. So we prepare it all first, then stitch it, and then we can just make some glue. Right, so we'll pop the sole guard on now. Nice Vibram sheet. We've cut and shaped into place.
Alright, so now it's time for the pitch of the shoe. So if we pop the heel block on just now, we've got quite a bit of a rocky motion, so that's no good. So what we're going to have to do is just angle this from the front to the back, and that'll allow the shoe to sit on a little bit better, and then will be nice and even.
Alright guys, so that's us all pretty much finished off. We've got all the bottoms done. I've already applied one coat of Sapphire cream with a dark brown just to add some more colour back into the shoes. And now we're just going to add a little second coat just so that we know that it's penetrated right into the leather and all the areas that were light. So just a small amount of extra we're going to be putting on this time. The colour on them is really coming out quite nice. They were originally quite a dark brown, but as the time has gone on, they've really lightened up and just worn out really dry and really cracked. So earlier on we popped in a ton of conditioner into the shoes just to give them some nice nutrients back that was lost into the leathers. And I have to say, looking pretty good now. Alright, so that's dried up. So now we're just going to add a little bit of a horsehair shoe brush shine to these just to get that final look that we're trying to achieve. Completely done with these trashed out boots. So I think we've managed to resurrect them back from the dead, and they've come out pretty nice actually. So for this time around we ripped everything right down to the uppers, and I'm talking everything. We ripped out the footbed, all the old soles. I mean, they were pretty much falling apart anyway, so we've managed to salvage these boots, salvage another pair from going to the landfill. So yeah, happy days. Alright guys, so as always, thank you so much for checking these videos out. You guys are legends, each and every one of you. Mad respect to you. Alright, so I've been Cobba G. You guys are new here, I'm doing new videos all the time. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a little like, and drop a little comment below. Let me know what you think about the final result. Alright guys.